At school, we learn to avoid mistakes. But mistakes are actually very important. When children learn to walk, they fall down and get up again. This way, they can learn from their mistakes, develop a limit of frustration, and independently find solutions to make things better. They learn to run with a lot of fun and absolute enthusiasm, all on their own through their own experience. They don't learn because adults hold them, pick them up, or tell them to slow down. You learn by trying. The process of trying things out, getting up again, and trying again is innate. Children are born with a desire to learn, and with a drive that should be served as a model for us adults. Because all mistakes have meaning. They show us that we should rethink and rework things, and they enable us to learn. Trying things out is essential for innovation and progress. Hey guys, it's Theo. In one of my last videos, I talked about feeling like a failure and what success even means. I mentioned a couple of things, but today I wanted to discuss why mistakes are actually really important in life. We learn from mistakes because we try to develop new solutions and make learning progress. So mistakes can have motivational effects. However, the condition is that mistakes are reported back carefully and constructively. The biography of well-known personalities make it clear that they all have one thing in common: the motivation and passion to try after failure. Walt Disney, for example, went bankrupt with his company Laugh-O-Gram in 1920s, and shortly afterwards he had his breakthrough. Therefore, in addition to the success, it is also worth sharing the moments that were difficult and marked as setbacks. You probably don't like making mistakes, but that's actually a shame, because you will probably miss out on discoveries. Under certain circumstances, they could be so important not only to you, but also others that could benefit from it in the long run. After all, much of what is known of humanity's wealth of experience and knowledge was discovered through mistakes. It is, of course, essential to avoid being wasteful and to avoid actions with severe consequences. But the focus shouldn't be just on avoidance. Avoid means focusing on what should not be. On the one hand, this narrows down the field of vision, and on the other creates tension. This in turn may provide the very thing that should be avoided. There are organizations where productivity significantly suffers because employees spend a lot of time avoiding mistakes. Creative solutions and innovations are hard to find in such environments. But it shouldn't be about preventing all errors. Rather, a repetition of the same mistake should not be happening. And this can only be achieved if work process and inner attitudes are changed. Quality comes from improvements and innovative actions, and from actually learning from mistakes. But what can actually be learned from mistakes? That's a question that can not only identify hindering conditions and error-prone processes, but can also lead to the discovery of complete new paths and possibilities. After all, it is this open, interested attitude that has made many important discoveries in the past. Here are just two examples where people messed up in a good way. One of the most famous examples is probably the discovery of penicillin. Alexander Fleming left petri dishes containing bacterial cultures he was studying on the lab table when he went away for a few days. When he returned, the intrusion solution was moldy. Instead of being angry about his mistake and throwing away the spoiled shells right away, he looked closely and discovered that the bacterial culture had disappeared. Through further research, he finally demonstrated the bacteria-killing effect of the fungi, thus enabling the discovery of penicillin. Rubber was also discovered through a small mishap. Charles Goodyear was looking for a rubber mixture that was less sensitive to the heat and cold, and therefore more versatile than a raw material. While experimenting, some of the mixtures accidentally dripped onto the hot plate next to his lab bench. He also looked curiously and noticed that the heated material was suddenly elastic. The principle of vulcanization, in which rubber is created from a rubber compound using heat, had been discovered. Henry Ford used to say, "Failure is simply an opportunity to try again." With this, as always, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and like, and I will see you all next Wednesday. Ciao!